final week of the season and they talk about playing for pride and things like that. Do you put any stock into that kind of thing? I mean, isn't pride on the line every week?
Yeah, I mean, it is. You're always trying to win. I mean, I don't know what everybody talks about. Nobody goes out to lose. Like, you're always trying to win.
Just to be upfront, what are your plans for this offseason or after this season, I guess? Playing again?
I don't know. We'll see.
What will go into that decision?
I don't know. We'll see.
Will it take a long time to make that decision?
I hope not. Hope not.
Have you made the decision already and you just don't want to talk about it?
No.
What would make that decision come swiftly as opposed to lingering?
Just depends on what the situation is.
I'm sorry, is it here or bust, or would you consider playing elsewhere? Is that an option you can consider at this point?
I don't know. Depends on the situation. I don't know.
How seriously have you contemplated retirement spring now? Has that thought crossed your mind? Is that something that you're actively considering?
Oh, I mean, I've been locked in for the whole duration of the season. I mean, once I made up my mind that hey, I'm coming back to play, I've been locked in. Those are off-season situations, and I mean, I'm not thinking about retiring and stuff like that during the season. So, I mean, my focus has been on each and every week trying to win football games.
Is it a family discussion like in the off-season that you would have?
Yeah, it's always family discussion. It's always that. But, it depends. See how it go. See what happens.
You said obviously when you decided to come back and play, how much did you really mull it this offseason?
I mean, it was other things going on. I wasn't mulling retirement because I couldn't play anymore. It was other things going on that maybe would have pulled me away. So that was really the issue.
How do you approach Sunday? Another chance to have some fun with your teammates?
Oh, yeah, it's always the time to go out and turn up with the homies. That's it. Lambeau Field, historic.
Have the Lions given you any indication of what they intend to do? I mean, have they told you they want you back? I know you're still under contract. What have they said about that?
No, we don't talk about those things during the season.
And I mean, this organization, asked for money back from Calvin Johnson. They asked for money back from Barry Sanders. I don't know if you're aware of that, but how much would that play into any decision to retire? That you would have to pay back a signing bonus.
Hey, like I said, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not really worried about that. I mean, I think all those situations are totally different. So we'll cross that bridge whenever we have to.
You said you've been fully committed since deciding to come back, 5 and 10. I mean, is there any regret that you walked away from the other things that were maybe tugging at your heart to?
No. I mean, obviously you play to, try to win it all. Doesn't always work out that way, but can't look back on it and regret the decision. You put a lot of thought and a lot of time into making a decision, and once you make it, you go at it. And if it don't work out, I'm not I wish I would have never done this type. It's like, man, it just didn't work out. Was it a bad decision? No. Had a great time, getting to play football, getting to do what I love to do, getting to be around the guys, getting to, have another year in the National Football League. I mean, how fortunate am I? So never look at it as, a regretful decision.
obviously 5-10, nothing's gone the way that you guys have wanted it to. Are there bright spots in this year? And if so, what bright spots have you found in this season?
Oh man, I mean it's always. I mean, everybody's gonna always look at the record, 5-10. Obviously, we didn't do enough good to win, but bright spots. I mean, I think that there are a lot of bright spots. I mean, we've played good ball. Just we haven't played it consistently over 4 quarters. We've had good spurts. We've had bad spurts. But good young pieces, good veteran pieces. I mean, I definitely think there's some bright spots and things that we can definitely continue to build upon.
I was talking to Joe Philbin today, and he made a comment that the coverage looks that Matt Patricia likes to use are, he didn't say innovative, but cutting edge. He feels like they're the forefront of where the NFL's at and where it's going. You've been in this defense for the full season. I think we kind of get lost. Maybe think all defenses have, we've seen everything, but can you see, I guess, forward-thinking trends with the coverage schemes you guys use and their potential over the course of the season?
I mean, we just do what we do. I don't know what exactly he sees or what exactly, everybody see things and say, oh, well, that's new or whatever. But to us, that's just what we do. So I might ask him more about that.
Since you don't know if Sunday's going to be it or not, but I'm just curious. Do you
bring them on?
Do you pay more attention? Do you kind of take more in? I mean, do you kind of look around a little bit more? Did you do that this past Sunday?
This past Sunday, you know what? I walked out on the field, and when I walked out, I was just like, just like I remember. It's Ford Field. It's a place that I've played prior to that game 48 times. Because I played one with Houston. Obviously, I wasn't with the Lions, but I played one with Houston. And at that moment, I played 47 times. So I was like, wow, I've played on this field a lot of times, though. Felt just the same. Went through my normal routine. I'm a routine guy. Stick to my routine. Let the pieces fall where they may, I mean, probably, I had a flight going home right after the game, so I didn't get to spend as much time probably after the game, as I probably would have wanted, just in case. But it was cool. The game was cool. Obviously, I wish we would have won.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was sitting there thinking, I was like, you know what? When I signed in Detroit, Minnesota was the first game.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah. It was 2013.
You got any family coming to this game or anything like that from Lambeau?
Nah. They thought about it, They thought about it. My wife thought about it. My family from the South, man.
If it was in Miami, would she believe it?
It's not. It wasn't just that. And same with this past game at Ford Field. I didn't have anybody there either, but just the timing of the season and the way it worked out. With it being Christmas, we wanted to spend Christmas at our home in Houston, so it's difficult to try to get somebody to either babysit the kids, watch the kids, or fly the kids all the way out here on the 23rd to try to fly all the way back, with holiday travel. And then the same thing, next week, just sometimes you have family coming in, plans for the new year, so it's just kind of, and I'm cool with that. I think about those things, but I feel like family is important to me, and what's best for our family and our situation is I don't hold any grudges like, oh, I wish I were there for my last game or possibly last game. I don't really care.
I don't know if it was, Caldwell had his kids, or his grandkids made the victory tour with them, or the tour with them last year, not victory tour. I guess.
And I mean, like I said, I don't know what next year holds. So who knows?
Yeah. How much football does your body still have left in it, do you think?
I mean, when I sit around and think about it, I don't think I was on the injury report not one time this year. Practice every day. So, body's still hanging on.
It's there if you want it to be there. You said it's there if you want it to be there?
I think My body loves me. I love it back.
Glover, how do some of the younger guys deal with the end of the season, like in this scenario? Have you seen, different displays of attitude, or how are guys coming together at the end? I mean, take me through that.
I mean, like I said, we're focusing on us, focusing on trying to win. I remember being, my second year in the league. I was a second-year player. We finished 6-10. So the last game of the season, we were playing. It was playing against Jacksonville. And I mean, for me, like I said, I was a young guy, so I was out there trying to get it, But then you have some older guys who were just like, man, I'm ready to go home. Like, the season's over with. And guys probably didn't really want to play, but we went out, we had fun. So I think I forced a fumble. I had a good game. So you always want to play the game. You want to play hard. Nobody wants to put bad stuff on film. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody, the thing about football is you're always competing against the guy. And, I mean, I don't know no man that just wants to get beat all game, So that's the thing about football. It's a super competitive sport. That's why I say I think it's really hard to, like, just tank and just be like, we just finna get smashed. Like, I can't speak for everybody, but I just don't feel like that really happens. You go out and you play for pride and you want to win,
For a young guy like Mike Ford, I mean, who hasn't seen a whole lot of football too, I mean, it's an important time, I guess, for him to just get that extra experience that can maybe carry over to a next season.
I think winning is the best experience, When you can win, that's what's best. So we're trying to win, however it be.
The younger safeties on this team always talk about how they try to learn from you off the field, sort of the way you study the game. How do you teach that?
Oh man, how do I teach it? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think the best thing for me is I've played a lot of games. I've played in a lot of plays, so my memory is very vivid. So it's easier for me to teach and talk things when I see them on the field. Like when I see a young guy do something, or I see anybody, it doesn't matter. Like I can vividly remember myself being in that same situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest thing, You've played so many plays, so many reps, so many games. A lot of concepts just make sense. You understand, okay, well, if this guy's doing this, they can't be doing that, or you just kind of understand it in your body, your mind, your eyes just kind of take you where you need to go. Sometimes it's hard to explain. Sometimes people don't get it. I mean, I don't get it, but it just happens.
Do you recognize the influence you've had over this locker room, or maybe the DB room in your 5 years or 6 years?
Do I recognize it?
Yeah, like, I mean, do you kind of get the type of influence
I would
you've had
say it's definitely different from the first day I walked in. From the first day I walked in, I would say it's definitely different. And I would say I do feel like I've had a lot to do with it, but we've had some great guys throughout the years. When I first got here, being a part of trying to do something different. We had Rasheem Mathis, who was very instrumental in helping that. And, the next year we brought in James Ahedibo, some veteran guys that, we were able to kind of do some things different, change some things up. So I definitely wouldn't say it was me by myself, but we've definitely had some guys to take part in changing the culture and the standard, and so I could definitely see a huge difference in my 6 years here.
What do you think the future holds for this organization?
For the organization, I don't know.
But, I mean, just coming off a 5-10 season, whatever it's going to be.
I'm just a player, man. I don't know. I just try to focus on playing and making sure, guys are ready to go. Anything other than that, I don't know.
A lot of
You
people are
mentioned-
pessimistic about 2019, fans, whoever. Do you share that pessimism? Do you have optimism? Where do you stand when it comes to that?
I mean, I just really, like I said, I feel like, the seasons, the games, they're so, they can go so many ways, I mean, a couple losses here, a couple wins there, and it's just totally different seasons. And, it's a lot different when you're playing and you're executing and you're playing with that winning confidence as opposed to that, man, we're trying to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, obviously we didn't start the season well with the Jets. Then we go to San Francisco and we lose a game that probably should have won. So you win that one. You come home to New England, you win that one, and you 2-1. We go to Dallas, and another game that we should have won. So now you're 3-1. You come home to Green Bay, you win that one, you 4-1. It's a different feeling being 4-1 and being 2-3. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
How have you seen Patricia grow as a head coach during his first season from when he first got here to how he interacts with you guys now?
Oh, I think he's always interacted with the players. I mean, I'm not here to evaluate like how he's grown. Like, I mean, what's up? But obviously, everybody learned. I mean, everybody in the building should have grown from the first day until now. I mean, we say in this business, you never stay the same. You're either getting better, or you're getting worse, and so everybody should have grown and gotten better. And I'm pretty sure there's things that he's seen and things that he does differently. And, but you have to ask him that. I'm not.
Just nothing tangible that you've seen from your perspective. That
I mean, I
just
think he's
feels
always
different over the
been. I
course
think
of
he's always been hands-on with us as players defensively and talking football offensively. So I think he's always been that way.
Well, have you ever thought about the transition to with the off season's one thing, but they have no season, no football? Have you ever thought about that? What it's like to, not just take off from say January to April, but from January.
Have you ever thought about
Yeah, sure,
not having
seriously.
football? It's weird because
Seriously.
for the last how many years? Ooh, a lot. But I will say one thing about me. I do think about a lot of different things. So at some point in my life, I think I have thought about what it would be like not playing football. I can't say I have thought about that, and I've thought about what it would be like to continue playing football. So I mean, I think about a lot of things. I like to exercise my brain, and so.
Have you talked to Sheen and Dig about that? Because they
About
obviously
what? Retiring?
Yeah, because
No.
because obviously they had two very different situations. Sheen walked away on his own. Dig, tried to keep playing and couldn't. So I was just wondering if you talked about them about those different experiences since you're close to both of
I
them.
mean, I kind of feel like, I haven't talked to them about their
Right.
experiences, but when you look at each situation, Sheen was playing, and I think, like I said, we had a good room, a good room that was fun. You could see, and so we kept getting him to come back, and then he had an injury in his last year, and it was kind of like, all right, bro, like that's and then Diggs kind of the same situation. Diggs had a great year in 2014, Pro Bowl alternate, I think. He had like 4 picks, 4 fumbles and stuff like that. And then, so he came back in 15 and played the whole year. I guess it wasn't what they wanted, so they made a move, and then he ended up going somewhere else. And same thing, I think he got injured in Buffalo. I think broke his leg, I think. I mean, everybody generally gets injured in this game. Very few people can just say, you know what, I still want to play. I still have people offering me to come play, and I'm not injured. I just don't want to play. Very few times that happen. Most of the time, people want to play and teams not offering, or teams are offering but you're injured. Very few times you're healthy vibrant, teams are offering, and you're like, no. Very few times.
Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
You got a
Said
body that
one
takes
name.
care of you.
No, I'm
So
saying.
one name.
No.
Calvin.
Well, Barry was even more.
Okay, you're calling out.
No, I'm giving you, yeah, I agree with you. It's different when it's on your own terms.
Right. That's
the
going out
point.
on your own terms. I don't
Right.
want to play no more, and I'm done.
Right.
Most of the time, it's like I could be done, but I still kind of want to play. Well, I'm not getting as many offers. It's not really what I want. It's okay. I guess I.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying, yeah.
When you're in your stride and they're throwing it, most of the time, a lot of guys would take it.
Jay Cutler said that players usually think that about like when they're going to choose to retire, but the game pretty much chooses to retire you. How much have you thought about just staying somewhat in control of that? Whenever the time comes.
Man, this is like a retirement home press conference. What did you say now?
I'm just curious how much you thought about staying in control of that decision of whenever it does come, versus just getting to that point, like you said, where no one's offering, or you're hurt, or you're not able to do it anymore.
I mean, that's why I said barring something happening in Green Bay, which I kind of feel like at this point, God's had me a long time, man. So barring something happening in Green Bay, I feel like I'll be fairly healthy. So I do feel like I'm kind of in control of that situation. Like I said, we'll see. I don't know what the future is gonna hold.
Guys?
Can I just say at this time, thanks a lot for this year, for being here, a solid guy.
We do
Every
appreciate
day.
your professionalism.
Appreciate you.
Sounds like
For
Woody's
real.
retiring.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. For real.
5,
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.